Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then hi, my name is Erica, and today I want to talk a little bit about what I was doing this past week since I hadn't posted. So I got involved with an organization called the Lead On Collaborative a little over a year ago. Last year was the first Lead On Collaborative, and it is through a larger organization known as April, which is the Association of Programs for Rural Independent Living. Now, if you don't know what independent living is it was very much, it started in the 1970s and is very big on making sure disabled people have a voice and that we get the services we need so that we can live where we choose and how we choose. So it offers a lot of assistance getting employment, assistance getting services like personal care, attendance. It does a lot of that stuff. But anyway, so I joined the Lead On Collaborative, and we would meet every week for 2 hours on Zoom, and then it culminated in the April conference. Now, last year's April conference was virtual because of the pandemic, and this year was the first in-person April conference since the pandemic began. So I went to Anaheim, California, and I did the conference. But this year I was a mentor for the Lead On Collaborative because although the program only just started, so they don't really know how they're gonna do it in the future. Right now, it's like you can only be a part of a collaborative for 1 year, and then so I got chosen. One of two of the previous people from the collaborative got chosen to be a mentor. And the reason I want to bring this up is because I think it was a very good experience for me, and I think this is a great opportunity for me to talk to everybody a little bit about a concept called interdependence. So, if you know anything about me or my background, you probably know that I rely on the assistance of personal care attendants for daily living tasks such as showering and dressing. So I will never be independent. But that's okay because none of us will ever be independent. And that is where the concept of interdependence comes in, is it's basically to say we need each other, and if I can't do something, there's someone else out there who can, and there's something they can't do that I can do, and we rely on each other, and we get things done together, and not everything is about being an individual and being hyper independent. I think a perfect example of this was in the 4 days when I was in California and we were all at the conference. I saw other disabled people helping one another. One woman in the Lead On Collaborative is blind, so I saw multiple people acted as her guide for those 4 days, and it just happened very organically, very naturally. It didn't feel forced. It was just kind of like we did it. And then one time there's a Starbucks in the hotel we stayed at. So, and I know this is a very trivial example of interdependence, but I texted in the group chat for lead on. I was like, I'm gonna order Starbucks, but I can't carry it myself. Would somebody be able to meet me there and just carry my drink to a table, please? And multiple people responded and were like, sure, I'll be right there. I think it's really a culture shock to go from a place where it's so natural and okay to need help, and people don't even blink twice at doing it, and also you don't feel like it's like charity. Like, people just do it because they also know what it's like to need help, so they're like, I'll help you, and at some point you might help me. But in the real world, it feels like charity. I feel patronized often when I ask for help, or especially in crowded places, I feel like I'm gonna be ignored. And it's just really hard to be a disabled person in the real world. And so I'm thinking a lot about how I can create a space where I live that's more practicing interdependence and being around other people who share my values. And I do realize that you don't want to live in a bubble. You want to be able to integrate into society, but at the same time, you do need spaces where you feel welcomed and you can just be authentic without fear of judgment. I talk about interdependence because for a really long time, for most of my life, I felt ashamed for needing help. I would compare myself to other disabled people. I would compare myself to non-disabled people. And I would always feel like I was a burden on others. And so that led me to a lot of self-loathing and a lot of unhealthy coping mechanisms. So now that I have been introduced to the idea of interdependence, it's very important to me, and it is one of my core values, because I believe that not only disabled people can benefit from it, but everybody, because I just think we would all be better people if we connected to others and we saw ourselves as like we're all one big community. And I know this sounds hippie and all that, but I really do think people would benefit from being more understanding of other people and connecting to others and seeing other people's lives as directly affecting theirs. And yeah, I probably sound like this hippie ranting about things, and I probably am, honestly, but I just wanted to say this because I do think there is a lesson to be learned from the disabled community in our practice of interdependence, and how it can benefit all of us and make us feel less alone and less pressured to be this hyper-independent person when we're not really. People aren't really made to be independent. We all rely on each other. So yeah, that was my hippie rant. Anyway, shout out to anybody if anybody here was in lead on, or if anybody was at the April conference. Also, I encourage people to apply a lead on next year. I think the application might come out in like June or July because lead on starts in August. So I do encourage people to keep an eye out for April's lead on collaborative because it's a space where you can grow as a disability advocate and gain skills such as interpersonal skills and also career skills and how to be more effective in whatever field you want to go into and how to, yeah. I don't know if I said that right. I doubt I sold the Lead On Collaborative, but it's really hard to explain. It's just you talk about a lot of stuff. There are presenters. I presented one time on group facilitation because the Lead On participants, they facilitate a group at the April conference, and then I also did another presentation on self-advocacy. So it's a lot of like that, teaching you how to be a leader, but also how to work with other people. And it's a really great way to meet other people and have conversations you may not normally have in the real world. So, yeah. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with me taking a bit of a break so that I could go to California. And also, I don't really like to tell people I'm traveling before I travel. Not that I think anybody's going to like stalk me or anything, but just in case, you never do know. You can never be too careful. But anyway, thank you for listening. I hope you learned something or enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you have not already and you would like to see more of my content, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. I may include clips or pictures from the April conference just to kind of show you guys. But thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.